Hey, Jen here. Welcome. I just wanted to do this video right now, kind of spur of the moment, spontaneous, because I was doing a meditation and I had something come up that I just wanted to share because I think it can be very useful. So I wanted to share it while it's like super fresh. It's like really fresh. um, if you are having like heavy, dense energy, and like patterns that you see repeating over and over, then you want to stay tuned and listen to what I have to say, because that's exactly what happened. I had this heavy, dense energy. That's a pattern that's been going on in my life for a really long time. And I did this cool meditation, and I feel like at least another layer of it came off. So that's the thing. Like, we have layers and layers of our stuff that we feel like we already dealt with it, and then something else bubbles up to the surface, and that gives us the opportunity to let that go in some way. So I'm going to share with you how I was able to let that go, and why that's important. So I'm Jen Kunkel. I'm the creator of the Wild Worth method that empowers you to stop feeling insignificant, invisible, and unfulfilled, and instead unleash your wild, savvy self, where you know exactly who you are, what you stand for, what you want your life to look like, and you're taking inspired, purposeful action towards that life. And most importantly, you enjoy the journey along the way. I kind of talk fast, so I'm trying to slow down so it's not all just rambled together and hard to understand. Okay. Um, so I was doing this meditation. I actually wasn't actively doing the meditation at all, which is really crazy. I had this guided meditation on in the background. I was just kind of doing something that didn't require a lot of thinking, something just menial, whatever. Mindless. Okay, that's the word I'm looking for. And so I was kind of listening to this meditation, and something came up for me. It was really cool. This heavy, dense energy that I've been carrying around with me. It's probably a pattern that I've had forever, pretty much. Not forever, but since childhood. And I have worked on this in the past, and I've released parts of it in the past, and I've recognized recently. So it's actually something that's been bubbling to the surface. And I realized, I kind of noticed it. It's like one of those things that it's like, okay, I know I have some kind of energy that I need to release, and I just really wasn't quite hitting the nail on the head with how I needed to release it. It wasn't real crystal clear what it was. I just started recognizing that I have these patterns again. It's kind of like a tolerations thing, things I'm putting up with, or it seems like I'm putting up with. But what I recognized is, so I have this pattern of putting up with things for kind of too long, and kind of making excuses for other people. So I know I help people with boundaries, but I also, I've had this pattern myself, and that's why I help people with boundaries. But so I've had this pattern where I put up with things for too long. I make excuses for people, not a lot, but I still do it a little bit. I could feel that I still have this residual, and it's been bubbling to the surface lately. And when you have dense energy, it can create conflicts with other people that are really almost unexplainable. And I've had that happening. And in the past, I would just probably be like, well, I just need to get away from this person. I need to stay away from this person. But what I've recognized, in the past years, is that it's really not about the other people, because even if I move on to somebody else, or I'm around other people and I'm not around that person or that situation or whatever the case is, it's still the energy is still with me, so I need to address that, or I carry it with me. It's like they say, wherever you go, there you are. I don't know. Anyway, like you don't get away from yourself, so you don't get away from whatever the real root of the problem is. The root of the problem is the energy pattern that I've been carrying around. So I was doing like I even had a job that a couple of jobs where I was putting up with stuff for too long. So I see these patterns that keep repeating and repeating and repeating, and so what I need to do is release that energy. And I've had that in the back of my head a little bit, or even at the front of my head sometimes when something happens and I'm like, oh, what is this energy that I'm carrying around? And what do I need to do to let it go? You know, we all have these things that we can get stuck with, you know, especially when we're looking at it ourselves. So I have this guided meditation on, I'm doing something else, and all of a sudden it hits me. And I realize, oh my gosh, and you know, I get I released it in the way. It was actually a transmutation meditation where where I thanked the energy, said, I love you, I appreciate what you were here for, and like released it to turn it into love. So transmute the energy from whatever it was, that dense, heavy energy, and turn it into love instead, so that it can serve a positive purpose. So if you know, I have a science background, and they talk about this in the spiritual world too, about energy going from one form to another. So scientifically, you actually cannot destroy or create new energy. You just transfer it to a different my brain, you turn it into something else. So like fire turns into heat, like you know, so you have like potential energy and kinetic energy, but that's beside the point. So my point here is I'm transmuting this dense, heavy energy that I've been carrying around that keeps these repeating patterns coming up in my life, where I'm putting up with shit that I shouldn't be putting up with, that I don't need to be putting up with, you know, that's not serving me. And it transmutes it to love, to appreciating it, to, okay, I don't need this anymore, let's let it move on, to do good into the world. And that's what I did. So I wanted to share that with you. If you have any dense energy that's repeating patterns, it's not necessarily that you need to change the situations that you're in, because if you do that, you're still going to carry that energy around. So you need to find something that works for you to release that energy. And I've actually been thinking about doing a meditation series myself, because I've done some guided meditation recordings in the past and people really enjoyed that. So I thought about doing a meditation series again, and I would definitely include this one. If I do this meditation, so I'm actually doing meditation Mondays, so I will put this meditation in for Monday, for one of the Monday meditations. I just started doing that, so I'm going to do that. And if you're interested in a meditation package, you know, like a series, let me know. If you are new to meditation or you haven't done any before, what I'm thinking of doing is starting it out with a really short, like a 1 to 3 minute kind of just get your toes wet one for the first day, and then the next day go a little bit deeper, etc., and then get a little more specific. So let me know if that's something that you would find interesting, and let me know also if you have any patterns that you're recognizing with that dark, heavy energy, and something that you could release and transmute, even if you're not sure what it is, because like I said, I was not sure what it was. I just knew there was a pattern, because I could see the pattern in the results. Like the same thing keeps happening, there's an energy there. There's some kind of pattern. There's an underlying energy that is causing that pattern to keep repeating itself in your life until you do something about it. So, all right. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope that's helpful for you. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me. Have a fantastic day. Remember, you're more powerful than you know. Much love.